I'm not here to waste your time unlike other YouTubers, so I'm going to give you right now the 5 things that you literally need to do every single day to become successful. There's only 5 things, and let's get straight into it. So the 5 things that you need to do every single day is to work, learn, exercise, mind stuff, and socialize. That's it. If you fill up every single day with various things from each of those 5 categories, you will become successful in no time. Everyone tries to use, one of the things. They'll try to only work for every single day, or they'll try to do a month of just learning, or they'll try and focus too heavily on doing exercise, or they'll focus too heavily on mind stuff, or they'll focus too heavily on socialize. So I'm going to teach you what those 5 things are, what sort of balance you need, and how to actually implement them into your life to become successful, right? So, firstly, work. You need to actually do work to become successful. There's no point in learning tons and tons of knowledge if you never put it into action. You may have an IQ of 300 IQ points, right? But if you never actually implement your IQ into the real world application, are you actually smart? One example of this is, I think, Floyd Mayweather. Everyone says that Floyd Mayweather doesn't have an intelligent brain or something like that. But what he's been able to do with his mind into the real world, that is more intelligent and more smart and more successful than many other people, despite not even having that high of an IQ. So you need to actually put in work. If you watch hundreds of hours of self-help videos, but you never put them into action, you're just going to stay the same person. So you need to put in the work. But only putting in the work is not going to progress you, right? If you only have one set of tools, and those set of tools were made 20 years ago, you could be working with those set of tools every single day, yet still losing to people who are using better tools. So this is where learning comes in. The analogy from that story is the tools are the knowledge that you have. So if your knowledge on the world is 20 years outdated, yes, you can put in lots of work. Yes, you can become the most popular newspaper in the entire world, but the most popular YouTuber in the entire world makes significantly more money than the newspaper, because the newspaper's old. It's old knowledge. It's not new knowledge, because they haven't been learning what's actually happening in the real world. So you need to be constantly learning. And if you can't learn more information, you're only going to be able to stay at the same position you currently are. Because if you are at your current position in life and you just try to work, you can't learn how to get out of that position, right? You're just going to try and work your way through a brick wall. That doesn't work. So work is self-explanatory. You need to do things that will move you towards your goals, whether that's money, whether that's mind stuff, whether that's fitness. You just need to put in the work. Learning, again, is self-explanatory. You need to go out there and find new knowledge. You don't have to find only new knowledge. You can find old knowledge and contrast it to new knowledge and see how they thought differently back then and how you can implement that to think differently now, yada, yada, yada. So learning things from YouTube videos, from books, podcasts, go talk to people, they'll teach you some stuff. And just general research. So researching other people online, doing article research. There's one thing that I've got written down here, which is Jeff Bezos's letters to shareholders. Every single year, Jeff Bezos personally, I believe, writes a letter to his shareholders about his business, about Amazon, about how he overcome these challenges or how they thought about this process. And so there's 30 or 40 years of emails or letters to the shareholders of Jeff Bezos's knowledge that you can go and learn from, right? And that's so much information and so much value that you could then implement into your life. That's so much more new tools that you could use to work harder and get further ahead of everyone else. But if you only ever work and you only ever learn your body will deteriorate. Because if you're just sat down here all day, working and learning, you're going to get fat and you're going to get unhealthy and you're going to have all this bad stuff, right? And plus, no one really respects a billionaire who's absolutely overweight. If you were a 4-time world champion kickboxer and a billionaire, you would garner so much more respect, like I said, than a overweight, obese billionaire. So you need to exercise. That can be literally as simple as going on a 10-minute run every single day, or even a 5-minute run, or even a walk around the block. That's exercise, as long as you are making more effort each day. So what I mean by more effort each day is you'll understand this progressive overload if you do weightlifting, but essentially every single day you just do a little bit more. This is the idea behind Atomic Habits, that book. You just do a little bit more every single day. 10 days in the future, you've got 10 times the amount of work that you're consistently doing than on the first day. And it's so much more easy to build a habit incrementally than big block, right? So just go for a little walk and then run further, Also doing things like weight training, calisthenics, bodybuilding, powerlifting. These are all really good things to build your physique, because you have to have a physique that is respectable, right? If people can't respect you, why would they do business from you? Why would they listen to you? Why would they help you? You need to have a good body. Don't listen to anyone else that says, oh, being obese and having all these 30 different heart problems and 30 different types of diabetes and, all these different conditions that come with obesity. Don't let them tell you that that's good, because it's obviously not. So, exercise. Work, learn, exercise. Number 4, mind stuff. Now, you may not understand this, but chess is mind stuff. And I'll explain to you why. Not only is chess mind stuff for me, solitaire and Sudoku and chess. You must think that I am some grandpa looking ass, but chess, because it's critical thinking, you're thinking steps ahead of your opponent and what their best move is and what your response to their best move will be to ensure your victory. You need to be able to analyze any change in the position quickly to identify your next moves, to identify your opponent's next moves, and when they make a move, what changes. You need to analyze that. These are all skills that you can transfer into the real world. Once you make a move, your opponents make a move, everything after that has changed. If you go from the information of the chessboard, and it's before you start, but you make 5 moves, so you move out the pawns, the knights, the bishops. If you don't analyze that new environment and you're still stuck believing that the chess pieces haven't moved, you're going to get smashed. So you need to be able to analyze the newly evolving position, to analyze steps ahead. That's why chess is such a valuable skill and game to learn. Solitaire because it's problem solving. You need to stack up cards in different ways to get them all into the 4 rows up top. Not only is it problem solving, you need to figure out which combinations of cards go where to figure out how to get them up into the stack. But it's also noticing things. Same within chess, noticing minute details. You may have a card in the bottom left of the game and a card in the top right of the game that may be able to stack. But you may not notice it because you're not actually paying attention to everything that's happening all at once. That's becoming perspicacious. You need to be able to analyze everything that's happening. Otherwise, you're going to fail in solitaire and in chess. If you make a move exposing your queen to a bishop that you didn't notice because it's on the far end of the board, you're going to lose your queen because you didn't pay attention to the entire board. Chess, solitaire, Sudoku. Sudoku, again, very similar things. It's problem solving. It's a brain game. It's mind stuff, right? So those 3 games, I believe, will help you out. I'm really passionate about mind stuff because chess and solitaire and Sudoku are things that people don't really ever think about, but I'm passionate about them because I know that people don't think about them, because I know that it's going to help you, right? And then other mind stuff is, for me, the mind stuff, I've got written down languages. So I can speak semi-conversational French because I took 6 years of French in school. I want to learn more French, not only because I want to learn a second language. Learning a second language helps your brain so many ways. I can't get into the science right now because I don't understand it, but people who learn 2 different languages, or people who learn 3 different languages, their brain works entirely differently and can think entirely differently because languages are so complex. And once you understand 2, you understand the different systems, the different intricacies, Sorry. And for the final thing for mind stuff, the more traditional things. So meditation and journaling. These are both really good. Meditating is an amazing skill. Journaling as well. I can feel this not adrenaline, but I feel amped up because I was talking about chess and language. I feel amped up and I feel like I'm talking way too fast for you to understand me. So I'm going to try and slow down a little bit. Meditation and journaling are both really good skills, but they can just be a fix to the symptom, not the cause, right? If you and your mind is messed up in your mind and there's some traumatic version of you hiding deep inside your subconscious, your conscious mind will be trying to figure out why you are afraid of failing, and you'll try and overcome your fear of failure, not realizing that there's a child inside of you who was attacked or hurt because of one of their failures as a little kid. And so trying to fix your conscious symptom isn't fixing the underlying problem. I'll give you a better example. If you are suffering from a horrible disease like cancer and you started to throw up consistently, if you went to the doctors, they could prescribe you anti-throw up medicine. That would solve the symptom. You would stop throwing up, you would be meditating, and you would stop your fear of failure. But eventually that cancer, because it's still there, that's the actual disease, it's going to take over and win and kill you, right? If you do not fix the actual trauma inside your brain, no matter how much journaling or meditating you do, it's still going to be there and it will still destroy you. So meditating and journaling are amazing. They will help you so much with clearing your mind and thinking better and thinking deeper. But you also need to get into your trauma and your past. You may not think that you have trauma, but everyone's got some form of trauma. Now, trauma doesn't mean trauma. It's just this part of your history, your part of your past that you don't want to deal with. That's trauma. You may have eaten a really disgusting food when you were like 6, and that was traumatic. And so you, instead of dealing with the emotions or the idea of eating it, you just shoved it down. So rehashing out your trauma and integrating with it. Shadow work, Carl Jung, Max Freud, learn that stuff. That's learning and mind stuff. So moving on from mind stuff, socializing. That's the 5th and final thing, socializing. You need to socialize with other people. In a video that I'm going to be releasing soon, I talk about where I was completely under the single influence of Andrew Tate. Being under the single influence of Andrew Tate means that I was thinking like him. I was believing things that he said. I was only acting like he would. Instead of socializing and having a wide range of different perspectives and ideas, and instead of having the ability to make informed decisions myself, I would follow the single person. So you need to socialize, and you need to find more people, and you need to take advice from all 4 people so you can cross-examine it so that you can make informed decisions on what you need to do, right? Not only this, is humans are literally social creatures. You get depressed if you are alone, and that is just science. If you are alone 24/7, you will become depressed. If babies do not socialize, they will die. That is a proven fact. If babies do not socialize with their parents or anyone else, they will die. There was many experiments on this where they would lock babies in rooms alone without their mothers, without teaching them language. That was the idea. What would happen if you didn't teach them language? And these babies literally just died because they had no social interactions. You will die. Your body is good enough to keep you alive, but you and your soul will die if you do not socialize. Simple as that. Meet people at the gym. When you go out and exercise, go talk to people and just give them a fist bump. I'll give you a story. There's this guy at the gym who's maybe 25, 30. He's older than me, but he's built, right? And so the other day I was walking past him and I said, "You're looking good, bro." And I gave him a fist bump. That simple. The smile on his face was amazing. Not only that, I left, I was smiling. When we walked past each other in the gym, I gave him a fist bump. Again, we both fist bumped. I was walking from the machine out to the water fountain, back to the lockers with the biggest grin on my face I've ever had in like so long. And it was because of 2 fist bumps. 2 fist bumps, and I had this massive dump of serotonin and endorphins making me feel good. And it was 2 fist bumps. That's all it takes for you and the other person to feel good, to socialize, keeping you alive and functioning, right? So meet guys and girls at the gym. Go outside and meet guys and girls outside, at the beach, wherever you are. Socialize. Learn from people. Meet new people. Learning from people. Learning from other people's perspective, not just the people you see online, but the people who are around you in similar positions to you. If you only learn from a millionaire who lives in Dubai, who doesn't do anything that you do, you can't apply his lessons to your life. But if there's someone who lives in your same area, who's gone through similar things and is only a little bit further ahead of you, you can implement his information way more than the millionaire in Dubai. So learn from other people. Not only that, you need to build connections. I am rambling on. You need to build connections with people with their knowledge. So even if you can't learn directly from that millionaire in Dubai, if you can build a connection with him, you could do business with them. That's socializing, that's building a connection. You could do business and make a whole lot of money. But building connections with people in your local area as well. They don't have to be influencers. They don't have to be on social media. They don't have to be people your age. I know through my mum, I know people who work in World Rugby, right? I know people who work high up in car sale positions, like through car dealerships. I can learn from them. I can learn from them how they got into their position. What skills did they have to learn? Right? Connections, through connections that you might not even realize. Like, I didn't realize that my mum knew so many people who I could learn from. And just asking her, I'm able to connect with geniuses in car sales and in rugby mentality and But, okay, that's the 5 things. You need to work, you need to learn, you need to exercise, do some mind stuff, and socialize. So to put this into a simple way that you can follow from a day-to-day life, learn, do some deep learning. Do about an hour's worth of deep, focused learning every single day. And then do an hour or 2 of work. This doesn't have to be working on the business. It could be working on what you're going to learn next, right? 1 hour of deep learning, 2 hours of work. Go outside, do 10 minutes to an hour and a half of training. Don't overdo your training. Don't spend 3 hours doing training unless you want to become a bodybuilder, right? If you want to become an entrepreneur and you want to become a millionaire, you're not becoming a bodybuilder. So why are you spending 4 hours in the gym following the perfect bodybuilding routine if you're trying to be an entrepreneur, right? So 10 minutes of exercise to an hour and a half of exercise is all you really need. And you can do that every single day. You can just go for a run on your rest days, or you can just do 10 bodyweight push-ups and bodyweight squats, or you can go to the gym and do a full-on workout and do that every single day. And then do mind stuff every day. So every night I try and play a couple games of chess. or I'll play some solitaire, or I'll play a few games of Sudoku to increase my mind's ability to think and analyze situations and all of that I talked about before. And then when I'm out at the gym, I socialize. I try and fist bump guys. I try and talk to some girls and socialize, right? So that's the 5 things that you need to do every single day that will literally guarantee your success, because it's that simple. If you do 5 things that are beneficial to you, and that's what takes up all of your day, how can you lose? How can you fail if everything you do is positive, right? So work, learn, exercise, mind stuff, socialize. Peace out.